Hello. Good morning. Hello, hello. How you doing, Ports? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well. We've got some good old Blender for today. We'll get some good old vibes and good old Blender. And since today was a nice pretty busy day, I'm a little bit sleepy, so as a result I also have a little special sippy for today as well. It is blueberry flavor, but it's not the ooh drink. Apparently they make energy drinks with like blueberry flavor as well. I really like blueberries. Oh yep. Alright. I think I gotta move this over. Yeah, for today I've got some art planned, some 3D stuff planned, and we'll see where all of it goes. Let's see. Huh. I have found a suspicious source. I just got a notification on Discord, and it says someone just joined my stream Discord. And every single time I see someone join, and like I don't know where exactly they're from, I always check like what is their Discord username, and like what is their like status and about me. And whenever I see that's like, oh hey, professional graphic designer, creates stuff for streamers, and something about a portfolio, then I already like kind of see like, oh, it's one of those graphic scammers. There's a lot of those. And well, easy fix for that. Let's give him the boots. Pachum. And that's that. So, today we've got some Blender lined up and ready to go. Alright. That's music. Now we can get the music playlist. Alright. So we have our sets here that we've been working on. This is for the commission for Val. And I was thinking about trying like livening up the scene a little bit, because right now we don't have that much actually in there. And I think having some more stuff in there would be nice. And so, hello Ports, hello. Hope you're doing well. We got Blender. Whoa. How are you doing, Ports? How are you doing on this fine day? Hope everything is going well. Think. Which one is this? That's that one. Oh wait, the glass. I think I can darken the glass too. Not quite. Doing well, how about you? That's good to hear. I'm doing pretty well I'd say. I had a nice long, busy day at work. And it was pretty complicated stuff at work. I had to do the finishing touches on my circuit board. And we're getting very close to it being finished. As gathering material for projects? Ah, I see. Yeah, go material gathering, let's go. Man, I should be banned from drinking energy drinks. Like I just take a couple sips from an energy drink, and then I keep making the pa pa sound effect for some reason. Some kind of instinct deep within me wants me to do that. I don't know what it is. Huh, it's weird. Kinda odd, that. There we go. You do. Yeah, I think I'm just like no matter what I have, I'm just very lightweight. Like if when it comes to like stuff like alcohol, when it comes to stuff like that, I drink like 1 can of sippy and I'm already like, oh, that's a lot of sippy. And it seems like with energy drinks, it's the same thing. And I take a couple of sips and it's like, oh. And now I'm going. Is that a good thing? Up to interpretation. Like for me, it's my what you calls it? It's my my rare tool, my ace in the sleeve. Is that a term? Mostly immune to them? Ah. I mean, don't you have like a collection of them? Like a collection of empty cans, right? That suggests that you've drunk quite a lot of them. And what you calls it? I gotta find this one. Gotta turn down the emission a little bit. What, you? Wasn't? Didn't you have like? Or am I like confusing you with someone else? Because that might be. But I remember someone having like a collection of cans. No, you're not? Okay. Ba-chum. Harriet. Yeah, currently I'm working on the lighting here a little bit in the scene. Where, ba-chum. Like, I want the glimmer of the, You have whole wall of drinks? Okay, so I do remember, right? Because that suggests you've been sipping on some sippies as well for a while, right? And some extra piles? None of the piles! Come on. You gotta keep it clean. You gotta keep things clean. Pyramids? No, not the pyramids. Not the great pyramids of Giza? That's no good. Ba-chum. Giza. Well, like it's important to keep your place clean, you know? And I know I'm a bit of a hypocrite for saying this. Because I'm not always the best at keeping my place clean after all, but it still needs to be said, you know? Can pyramids? No. Like, I think this is about right. Vile creature can also decrease in strength a bit. There we go. And this one too. Woocha. Very nice. Yeah, now we're cooking, I think. Because you can see, right? If I turn off these things, you can see the reflection from the cubes on the left. You can see those in the window. And that's the kind of effect I want to create. Where you can see lots of those little things. But for that to work, the city in the background needs to not be too intrusive. You know, your plant loosely looks like aloe vera. That's a little bit the effect I wanted to go for. Kind of a plant like that. Type of plants you can... Type of plants, yeah. type of plant that has leaves and it sits there. That's what it does. Love those. So now the main thing I gotta do is decide which thing are we doing now? Because there's a couple of different things we can work at, right? And one of them I am doing some other time. Because we have the aquarium on the left, and the aquarium is kind of complicated. It's like lighting based, it's like shader based, and for that I will probably end up following some kind of tutorial. For someone who knows like the settings that look good. Because I'm struggling to get this to look good. Carly TM design got finished? Huh. Carly? iCarly? Hey? I think iCarly's a show, right? I don't know any other Carly's. Oh, Hanli Cart. I see. I see. My apologies. Like the whole car? Because that's pretty good. Pretty cool. Bonkworthy? What do you mean bonkworthy? You have Delulu on your side right now. Carly, what is that supposed to mean? I'm hella not like finding out what that means. Let's see. I can make some glass spheres, I think. And I can also paint some plants for in the water. There's a couple different things I can do. I can think of, or bonk redeem? There is no bonk redeem. I haven't yet purchased the software called TITS, which is a Twitch integrated throwing system, I think it is. Where you can get stuff thrown at you. I don't have that one. Listen, head pats are nice. That's not bonking. Port. No. That's not how it works. That's just head pats. But you. Plants. What kind of plant would go well here? Oh, thinking about plants. I think having some kind of hanging plants here could also be nice. This Pat's until scalp gone. Are you blending into a smooth paste today? You, get ready. Prepare yourself. Hello. Hi, Josie. And thanks for the sip redeem. Colin D. Huh. You enjoy becoming paste? Huh? But hi, how are you doing, Josie? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, alright. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Hope things have been good on your end. Doing very fine. Samtime tomorrow. Ah, that's good to hear. That's exciting. I hope your Samtime goes well. Hope it goes off without a hitch. Let's see what we have. We have Sparkles. I love this song so much. Will vanish from the internet for the duration of Samtime tomorrow, most likely. Makes sense. That is what I would expect. I mean, if you've got important business to do, of course you gotta go, right? Whole car got done. Got a finished presentation. Ah, I see. What is Samtime? Josie can explain if he wants to. Ah, plans, plans. So true, important business is her nickname, real? How it should be. Yeah. But I'm imagining, right? Ah, Sam is a woman you're looking to date. Yeah. You. But like a little plan like this, right? The thumbs up? Wait. Plans don't have to be real for me to draw them. I can make some weird futuristic plans. Huh. All the riz to you. Is that a term nowadays? Can you say all the riz to you? Is that a thing you can get away with? You? Don't think you need Riz anymore at this point, it's more just a formality? I suppose, I suppose. I mean, isn't Riz a more, like, aesthetic thing? Right? Like for impressions, right? We're gonna bake Christmas cookies together? Oh, that sounds really nice. Man. Man, I need to, like, try and remember that. So if I ever date someone, and like we meet up and it's like Christmas time, it's like, okay, we're gonna bake cookies. That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. Oh man, baking cookies together. Man, that sounds nice. Like, I'm terrible at baking, I think. I've never baked before. But who knows? Ooh. So I'm thinking, right? Ship dynamic, baker, and moral support. That is what fanfiction is made of. Hell yeah. So what if a plant that's like this? And then it's got like not quite that blue. A bit more like this. And it needs to be a bit darker, but very saturated still. Takes more ability to hook someone to you. Maybe charm, physical, or whatever. At least that's how you understood raising someone up. Yeah, I think that's it. Charm. Yo. I have 0 Riz. Riz is short for charisma. Riz is just charisma. I see. So I would have a lot of Riz then, right, Jay? How you doing, Jay? Hello. Could have absolute 0 charm? No. I'm gonna give no charisma at all. Pat. I'm sure you've got a little bit of Riz, you know? But here, shout out for Jay. Jay's really cool. Cannot recommend Jay enough. Jay is so nice. Jay always got the good vibes. Best vibes in town, I'd say. Question mark? Plants? Don't listen, I'm evil. Jay. Jason, your top 2 angel VTubers? You know a different angel VTuber? Huh? Damn. Actually got angel connections, let's go. You watch other VTubers die. You have committed the cardinal sin. More than one VTuber you're supporting? Alright. Say your prayers. Watching one right now? Wait, am I the second angel VTuber? Because you're not technically wrong. Some of my unwritten lore has some mild angel theming to it. Wait, Holly Savita thought she was a rock. Sometimes life is complicated, you know? You can't properly explain. Is this something? Is this a plant? Is this a plant? No, you're my top 1 mechanical girl VTuber. If you said any number other than 1, I would have said, okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Plants? Is this anything? Is this a plant design that is pleasant? Is this creepy? Is this weird? Would you take care of this plant? Would you give it water in its time of need? The other angel VTubers and artists you're friends with. Ah, I see. Looks a little dead. Would give it water. Okay. Because I'm trying to like figure out what do I do. Because I want like hanging plants. Actually, you know what? Green would be nice. Green always wins. So tell him to draw for you. It's a strat. It's one of the strats for sure. I'm not sure if it's a good strat, but it's one of them. So we got our bowl. From like one of your Eorzean bundles. Alright, Josie. You've been playing too much Final Fantasy. I think you need to detox. Yeah, that's not a good color. I need something like this. Literally sipping Uwa right now? That's fair. What have I done to cultivate an Uwu chat? How did we get here? in a joking manner. Wait, where? Okay. Plant went away. There we go. Maybe just letting people gift you Uwu? Okay. Listen, if there's one fault that I have, it is my curiosity. If I want to know, I want to know. And it might mean that I get myself in trouble with Uwu. you know how it works. Is this a plant stem color? It might be a plant stem color. Because I'm trying to think, like, what could, like, be a nice hanging plant, right? Because I already did the, plant, like, here in the bottom right. Like, the big leaf one. Get sponsored, get your own Uwu homely flavor? I would get sponsored if I could. I don't think I can. I think I would have to pay them an exorbitant sum of money to get on those cans, which I do not have. I don't even have close. Not even close. Listen, just rizz them up. Alright. Your Honor, I understand you will not sponsor me for these cans, but consider Philip's hair. Winks a couple times. Blink, 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 blink. I'm really cool, you see. Will you consider it now? You know? Send him a message, hey, my chat sent me your stuff and it doesn't suck. Want to partner with a VTuber for marketing purposes? If they're gonna partner with a VTuber, it's not gonna be me, that's for sure. You know? Netherlands VTuber sponsor? Consider the cans are made of meal? And why Begalia also made of metal? So it should also be on your can. Ah, that's... Johnny, you can do it. No! But wouldn't it be you get in early while they're still small? Listen. I'm gonna do the calculation for you. Not the typo subbing, it was not a complete meal. Well, but that's what I did. Okay, so let me do the calculation for you. When I ordered their Uwu drink, I was order number 3060-ish. Which means that times 12, they have sold, at absolute minimum, 37-ish thousand cans online. At the very least, and it's probably higher, by a good factor. Except number 1 through 3015 was port. I don't think so. Although maybe you have a point. Could be, could be. And additionally, this would mean that they have gotten at least 100k in, like, brutto profits, at the very least. Well, profits, brutto income, which is pretty big. How many German viewers do you have? Currently 2 that I know of. There's at least 2. And probably some more. But also a lot of people lurk, so like it's very hard to know. Food tends to have 2 to 10% margin though. That's fair, yeah. But also they also sell to some grocery stores, I think. Man, I don't know what to do with this plant. Phew. Because like when the last time said like the pearl string. But I don't want to get that one again. Selling direct has higher margin than in store sales. Oh. The lolly, right? Lolly too, yeah. See what your local supermarket you're getting it? I mean, I think they only sold on like 3 of them. And I think there was one in like Berlin, I think. Something like that. Something along those lines. Rearranging a little bit. There we go. Berlin, Leipzig, and one other. Yeah. There's gotta be a plant in this top bit. Bye. But what kind of plants? What are good hanging plants? Google Images, help me out. Hanging plants. Google Images. What have you got for me? Oh. Just Google hanging indoor plants, but in Dutch. Why in Dutch? I need any resource, so English is fine, right? Oh, apparently you can get oh. Copy plants from Avatar. Last Airbender. Haven't heard that one. I have located at least one potential. No, the other one. Too bad, I have seen neither. Right! Ferns! Ferns are nice. Ferns are really nice. Ferns are really, really nice. I like those. Furniture. Okay. Be that way. We're gonna draw a fern. Pacha! Alright, now, problem here being I have no idea how to draw a fern. So, looking at this, it seems to be kind of like that. Okay. This might be like the easiest thing to draw or the most obnoxious. Well, we'll see, we'll see. Fizmage, hello, how's it going? Hi. Hope you're doing well. We're about to engage in the wacky, wonderful world of, hey, I'm drawing a fern. Is that fern colored? Is that fern color to you? Are ferns like this? It's a bit, you know, I feel like it's a bit darker. That's a nice fern. Let's see, let's see, let's see. So, because we're working in Blender, so I don't have to worry about curvature or anything like that. I just have to make fern leaf. And then everything's gonna be just fine. So, we get like a central stem. It is going well. Ah, that's good to hear. We got our fern stem, I think, right? And then the concept is like, you could like get like the little leaves. Kind of like that. But then like, it looks better. It is going well, that's good to hear. Oh, I gotta look at the fern picture. Let me grab a fern picture. So we have a fern, like this. I think. And another fern. Look at that fern. That's quite a nice picture of a fern. A little tired from resting. Start project takes some time. Yeah. Getting good rest is very important. Hi Hundley, how are you today? Hi Heitem. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty okay. Doing pretty good. A day where I feel motivated to draw and paint is a good day. Bah. Just realized you think you have the exact same leaves you have in your background? Gonna share. Ah, I see. Nyaradim? Oh god. How's it going for you? It was going good. It's not going significantly worse after the Nyaradim. No, that's a joke. Don't worry. We're working on our Blender projects, and we're hanging out. I was a little bit tired before, but an energy drink always solves that. But I gotta take care not to drink too much, because I don't want to have it be a dependency. But Tim, let me give you your nya, as requested. Haven't done one in a while. Damn. Nya. There you go. It do be Thanksgiving for us. All right, that's a thing. Good, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for the sip reminder as well. Very ew. Go on. So you got a thin stem. Lots of head pads too. Damn. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I now understand what it means to be a fern. Headpads cause you real thankful for Hanley. Is that what Thanksgiving is? It's giving thanks for the variety of... Uh-oh. Why is it so big? Eh? Ah, there we go. Kind of sad the world doesn't get to be thankful. I mean, like... There's different traditions. Because, like, oh, I removed picture. Just put that down. There we go. Oh, we have that in October, so we're thankful earlier. Lucky Thanksgiving has nothing to do with being thankful. We just have a big feast and stuff. I mean, isn't that a lot of different feasts? A lot of different celebrations are just like, hey, we are celebrating, and there's technically a reason behind it. That's not a fern shape. I'm trying to like sketch out what ferns are like. I guess there's a lot of feasts where we take Thanksgiving seriously and really go out. So it's like the luxury deluxe feasts. Aww. I think this is a good shape. Kind of like this. Make it like a fern in this shape. Oh. And then when I have my first buddy, then I can start working on that. There's the outline. Yeah, like, to be honest, I'm not too much of an expert on, like, feasts in the Netherlands, because, well, I never really celebrated stuff like that. Europe and other places have a bunch of feast days. Not sure if any of those feast days are much of a cultural force as Thanksgiving is. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I know that Germany has, like, Oktoberfest, and it's a real big thing. But, like, other than that, I don't really know either. Like, I don't think the Netherlands has anything big. Ernte Dankfest is quite a big fun. Huh, really? I've never heard of that. Not something I've heard of before. I've Ernte Dankfest. That should be getting double Christmas, though, so I guess you're lucky. That is true. And my family celebrated neither. We have Sinterklaas, which we didn't really celebrate. And we had Christmas, which we also didn't celebrate. So, like, ultimately, yeah, no, we don't really have much. Poor Hanley, like, it's fine. Like, I suppose if you're used to it, then, you know, it's a thing. But, like, you can't miss what you never had, you know, type deal. I shouldn't be curving it too much. Should be keeping it kind of straight. And as they go up, they gotta change. Because, like, I can curve this shape in Blender as well, using funny shapes. So it should be fine. But yeah, like, no worries, no worries. It's not like I'm, like, super miserable or anything. So, like, no, I've never had a proper Christmas. I've never gotten a Christmas present. Oh, my heart is wounded. How will I ever recover? I've never known the warmth of a mother. Like, it's not like that, right? Well, we're just vibing. I'll even not miserable. Yeah, we're just vibing. Thumbs up / Jen. Hello, Hanley. How's Arden? We're doing good. We're trying to draw a fern, and we're drawing shapes. And I have no idea if this is gonna look any good at all. In the slightest, I have no idea. Sad feeling comes because we feel like we're missing the opportunity to bring you holiday joy. I mean, you... Like, on the plus side, right? I don't know. I don't know if this is, like... Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But, like... Like, because, like, I don't celebrate, like, anything, really. Which means I have all that time off, so I can, you know, hang out. I can whatever. So, like, on Christmas, if Christmas Day is on a regular, like, stream day, I'll just be streaming. Then again, I think for Christmas we do have, like, a dinner with my family. I think. There might be, like, a joint Christmas family birthday events. Like, ETF presentations till Sunday. Touched crunch time to today, but didn't work out. I see. But also take care. Don't rush. Take your time. Take your time. Well, we need to raid Uwu headquarters and get Holly a sponsorship. You say raid Uwu, and I'm like, oh, Final Fantasy 14? Ultima Weapon Ultimate, let's go. Because in Final Fantasy, there is a raid called Uwu. That's just a battle. There is just one called Uwu. That's just how. Oh, this one's needs a little too thick. I need a thinner brush for this. Holly Uwu Raider real? Fake. I am not an Uwu Raider. Because I am too busy. But is it like this? It's not quite like that. Trying to, like, understand how these leaves work. This is, like, double-sided. Not an Uwu Raider yet. I mean, Josie can join 2 at once, no else. Josie, make your Final Fantasy accounts. Get it up. Get your rating alt ready. We're gonna go to Uwu. Like, I have been thinking about currently logged in. Like, I've been thinking about doing an ultimate at some points. But the ultimate answer, get it? is that the ultimate raids take a lot of time. And unless, like, I do streams, like, hey, I'm streaming me doing this, unless I, like, do stuff like that, I'm not gonna have the fucking time for it. Because I cannot dedicate another, like, 3 days a week to something when I've already dedicated 3 days a week into stuff. Don't the leaves have leaves as well? Yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to do. But it's, like, kind of hard. Hold up, maybe the color has some elucidation for this. So looking at it, the color's basically uniform, so there's nothing I can do much there. But there is interesting shading going on because the leaves kind of overlap and have some angles to them. So I gotta think about that. I only remember that flashlight mount he was modeling the other day. Yeah, I do. I remember. First draft of it just works perfectly. Oh, that's good. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Right? To get to have your first draft actually work. And that's kind of the shape, right? First time right. I remind you of the old days being a raid officer in World of Warcraft in a fairly big raid guild. Of having to manage 40 people in a raid and give orders and get them to shut up in TeamSpeak. Yeah. Expect to have adjusted for tolerances and a better grip strength with Sudru? No. Ah, nice. Good work. Very good work. Yeah. Like I've done raiding in Final Fantasy, and it's a very different beast. Because like damn, that's not it. It's gotta have the bits in between. Because it's like way less people, right? That's okay, so incorrect. None of this works. We gotta go back, we gotta redo it. Retaining mechanism doesn't work as intended, but it works in a different way? Huh. Curious. Evilly deeply time for this little guy? Alright, sleep well, Josie. Hope you can rest well. Okay, now I think I can do it. Good night, gamer, and thanks for the sip reminder and head pats as well. Bah. Yeah. Like, I am kind of tempted to, like, look for an opportunity to raid again in Final Fantasy. The problem is that, like, raiding takes a lot of time. And that's time that I generally don't have. Okay, now we're getting the structure ones. See, that's much better. Actually, never fucking mind about V2. By sheer chance already has the modification that you would do. Somehow, it just works. Well, imagine life after graduation. Okay, but consider, right? Consider. Wait, I don't want to save it. So here's the thing, right? Raiding takes like a couple hours. A raid session is a couple hours. And so you would fit that in an evening, right? Evening after work. The problem is, that's the same slot that streaming is in. So I do like 3 streams a week, which is fantastic flaw. The flashlight clip intersects with the holder. I need to remove a few millimeters. I see. But yeah, like stream rates. Like if I can stream rates, then it would work. Otherwise, it wouldn't because well, you see, no time. Because like 3 sessions, 3 streams, that's 6 evenings. That means I have 1 evening per week to do other things. And by God, I need to relax. I have friends that I want to like keep up with. And if I stream, that's not gonna happen. Right? But streaming rates is legitimately a possibility. Like it's not even a super crazy idea. The only problem is that you need to have a static that is okay with that. Which I don't think I can find, because I can't even find a regular static. Let alone a static that is okay with streaming. Then how rates work in Final Fantasy, but if they're remotely close to WoW higher tier rates, it's chaos and while words happen. Okay, it's not quite like that. They're very different, because WoW rates, if I remember right, are massive things with a lot of people and a lot of things going on. Final Fantasy rates are extremely controlled. It's often compared to a dance, where you have, again, you know, the dancers, and you need to follow the patterns. In fact, you can do ultimate raids without speaking to each other. You can do Final Fantasy, the ultimate raids, in dead silence. Which sounds really fucked up. But that's how it is. That's what those raids are like. And then those also have like tiny leaves on it. I think I'll start drawing those here. So you get like the leaf and whoop whoop. Does that look like anything? To be fair, I am putting this through way more scrutiny than it needs. I don't think that's it. Much higher personal responsibility, barely any ambiguity about what you should be doing. Yeah, like there's basically always like, hey, predefined order of things happening, and predefined order of, hey, this is what you're gonna be doing. Recently created guilds dedicated to raiding with dedicated people just for creating raid plans and tactics and keeping people in check. Raid officers. Yeah, like in in Final Fantasy XIV, you just have the strats, and then you do the strat. You don't need any raid officers. Yeah, raid officers, because there's stuff like aggro managements, and there's like bits where you need to because like apparently you need to like manage what's happening. Like you can't just DPS all the time. You can't just do that apparently. I don't know the specifics of it, but Final Fantasy used to be like that as well, huh? Puchum. And it's feeling kind of fern-like, I think. I have a friend who's been raiding since 2.0 and he tells me all kinds of fucked up shit from back in the day. Yeah, like I've heard that back in the day, things were messy. Need to know the enemies and bosses and layout of their raid. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna say fuck the small leaves. We don't need them. Manage people and teams so they follow orders. Yeah. Yeah, like in Final Fantasy, it's more like there's a strat and you need to memorize it and then you follow it. Tanksung actually used to have to be managed, which sounds really fun until you realize that needs to be managed means needs to be off as long as possible because it used to give you a damage penalty. Oh, I see. Yeah, that doesn't sound particularly positive. Greetings. Hello, Jestana Quests. Hello. How are you doing? We're drawing a fern. How to do young adventures? Oh, we're actually talking about MMOs as well, so not even out of place. Boah. Very fun stories, I can imagine. Like, I've heard of all the messed up stuff that happens in like, Alexander once it came out. MMOs? What kind of moss is that? What kind of chip is that? That's not a reference anyone's gonna get. No one's gonna know CMOS logic. But it's like big multiplayer games. Like Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft. What are you painting? I am making a fern. Here's a fern picture for me. So making a fern, because if I make a fern picture, we can go over to Blender and then put it in. So you can get like a fern plant. Because in like the top right of this, I want to have like a hanging plant where the fern can like come out of it, but I need a fern texture first. And for that purpose, we are here. It looks firm? Okay. Pretty one of the Coil's ultimates has a boss face with a soft enrage where the strat from back in the day was bring in a third healer and heal through it. Really? That's really funny. Enrage too difficult, just heal through it. I mean, I do remember, because you had this boss called, I think, it was Mr. Bahamut, right? Yeah, and that one's enrage mechanic was a soft enrage, where he would just slam you really hard, and would slam you harder as time went on. And yeah, if you just bring another healer, maybe you can heal through it. Just chill better, idiot. Your voice reminds me of a certain mouse. A certain mouse? Truly? I am not in a mouse ecosystem. I'm not too familiar on the mice around. And lol, the mouse server ticks? Oh, true. Fucked up heal though, because you have to get it on the correct server tick? Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that. It's like, yeah, you need to have been pre-doing heals. To be fair, that's still in some capacity. I believe his name was Mickey. Strangling you. No, it's fine. What, you mean a high-pitched voice? Damn. That's messed up. Girls around the world in shambles. Would you like a joke? Huh? Sure. Happy Bullies Giving? Alright, Glitch. Alright, Kuro, hello. Hope you're doing well. I think this is a good fern. Really have to squint your ear stare it? Yeah, I suppose. I couldn't tell Red Pepper go to the archery class because it didn't habanero. I understand. I have understanding. Let me just Kuro. And there you go. Understood by understanding the lad. I'm glad we're on the same page then. Have a shout out Kuro. Kuro is nice. Kuro has good vibes. Can recommend. And I think I can, because like it starts kind of hot tangential and then and it starts like angling a little bit. I think that's how it works, right? I realized that I shouldn't be putting too much time into one leaf because I need to draw like multiple of them. I need to make multiple leaves. I can't put too much attention on it. I can't make them too in-depth. Can't spend too much time on each individual leaf. We gotta kind of speed up a little bit. If you want to be reasonable. Like that? Sure. Because I think from a distance, because it's going to be like this big, it's not going to be particularly visible. That's okay. That just means I can paint faster. I think that's like one nice thing about like working on this overlay. Because like, art is hard and I'm not very good at it. But I don't need to be. I don't need to be very good at arts because all of this is going to be in 3D, so the lighting is going to carry its weight. And then it's going to be small as well. So it's gonna work out, you know? Everything's going to be just fine. I can just add a little bit more fluff in the bits that need it. Yeah, a little bit fluff like that. Yeah, because I think if I add fluff, it gets a more fluffy texture, which is nice. Yeah, I'll do like a fluff pass when I'm done with the big leaves. You know how to bully the Kuro? Oh, you know Kuro's weak points. Is that the truth? Well and truly. Does Kuro even have a weak spot? Yeah, I think if I like use this strategy, I can paint leaves like decently quickly. Peep this? Huh? I'm peeping at this time. What? Yo? 3 months of sub? Kuro! Kuro, you have been gifted. But thank you so much, Port, for gifting 3 months of Kuro sub. Ah, you did not have to. Well. Get bullied. I mean, I don't think this is the kind of bullying you think it is. I think being gifted subs is like a pleasant thing. Isn't that a positive experience? I love cats so much. Extremely fun to have a fucked up rough model that works and I just go, I think it will make it look professional. And all you have to do is throw fillets at it. I mean, that's the secret to a lot of stuff, isn't it? Just throw the thing that makes it smooth at it and then suddenly, you know, it looks professional. Hi, Kuro. How dare you? It seems to have been effective. But enjoy the emotes, Kuro. Now you can nod. You can. Great, because now you can do that. All right. Got access to Anki emotes. Strongest emote on Twitch.tv. That emotes is from way back. Because at some point I decided, hey, I need Twitch emotes. But like, I did not have the money or the references to commission people, right? So I decided, hey, I should make some emotes myself. So I took a render of my VTuber model at the time, photoshopped the face off of it, and just quickly sketched that frowny face on it, and that was Hanli Angie. That was the emotes. And I've got a soft spot for it. Like, it's such a shitty emotes, but it's like my shitty, you know? It's my personal shitty emote. I made this. I drew that. It's my shitty. And so I quite like it. Love shitty emotes so much. Yeah, like they carry some energy, for sure. Yeah, these need to be longer, I feel. These need to be longer. And then I need to fuzz them up. Wait, looking at this. Yeah, it's more of a constance. That then sharply drops off at the end. Instead of having like a taper, it's more like a constant thing. And then drops off. Or like that, yeah. Sipped 3 oohs today? That's a lot of oohs, part. Then again, you have a lot of them too. Ba-chung. Man, I like painting, actually. Like, whenever I have the confidence to do it, it's quite nice. It's nice to just be able to draw some lines. So, like, yeah, they're not good lines. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. But it's mine. Which I suppose is not entirely what I can say, because it is a commission. This is technically not strictly mine, it is for someone, but still, you know? It is the project, and I am working on it. Well, man, I feel like I have a story to tell. But I don't remember. Like, I feel like there's a story related to the food delivery that I have to tell, but I can't for the life remember what it was. I just have the strong sensation that I do have something. Hey, let me finish the leaf today. Fancy peep into Discord. Find the resemblance of Beachy to Door leaf. Very funny. Huh. Oh, I'm looking. Oh yeah, it's like those leaves, yeah. Those leaves do exist, yeah, because they are modeled off of actual leaves, you know. So it's not like it's a completely foreign plants idea. Not like those, yeah. No, I had a plants in mind when creating this. I had my references open and everything. Pachum. It's kind of funny. Coincidence. Coincidence, that's the word. rough, and then there it is. Yeah, that looks like a fern, I think. Like, from this distance for sure. It just needs to be a bit more dense, which we'll do in a minute. But, like, drawing a leaf like this is kind of labor-intensive. Nice Hanli tablet scratches ASMR. Does that show up on mic? Huh. Huh. I didn't expect it to, but sure, we take this. Tablet scratch scratch. Actually, yeah, I can see it. Picks up, but you don't mind. That's fair. I mean, if you did mind, I would say, too bad. There is nothing I can do about that. I have a tablet, and I'm using it, and it makes noise. That is how it goes. It's cozy, if anything. Yeah, it's some nice sound. Like that. The Hanli painting plus hanging out ASMR. It is something that I've been considering. Like, genuinely. So far I haven't really tried that because, well, I need to, like, overhaul my mic setup for that to figure out how to properly do ASMR sounds. Because my mic is currently not set up for it. I'll need to, like, actually look into gain, look into mic positioning, look into setups, look into filtering. You have a Rode mic too? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I do. Like, it is very much capable of it. I just gotta, you know, tweak it properly. And do stuff like figure out how to voice. Because, like, right now, I'm just talking. I think we had almost the same. Yeah. Something like that. Jump. Put-chup. Man, that's a plant. Love it when it's a plant. Like, there's one idea that I had, but it sadly has been like shot down as an idea. Because there's this site that I use for audio, right? For background noise. And it's really pleasant. It's really good. Streamer girlfriend compliments you on your 50 follower goal ASMR win. Huh? I mean, I can write a script for that, I guess. But I think the market for that is quite niche. Is that a thing people desire? Is that it? Hi Hanli, hi Lero, how you doing? Hello. Just Shapeon literally cannot listen to ASMR. That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, like for me it highly depends on which kind. Because like some of it's just like, you know, soft talking, nice and up close to the mic. It's like, oh, that's nice, that's nice. And some of it's like, hey, this is every single mouth sound known to man directly in your right ear specifically. I'm like, oh, help, get me out of here. Rarely on the streams, but your engineering project kills me. Ah, I'm sorry to hear. I hope you can gain victory. Engineering hard. I know your struggle. It's rough, it's rough. So make sure to hang in there and do your best. The ASMR in question can be described as inside of your ears. You hate it? Yeah. Like that particular kind is a bit rough, I feel. This needs to peak a little later, I feel. Not like that, though. A bit more pointy. Yeah, that does it. If it's a bit more pointy, it looks good. We have found the secret to good fern design. Make that boy pointy. Although, like, the current things, like, peaks off a little bit too fast, I feel. B points. Why don't you get money for this? Oh, shocked at how well the holder works. I mean, here's the thing. You can get money for that. That's like what, like, product design engineers do. They make stuff like that, and then they get paid for it. Like, that's a job. That is a whole ass design field. But usually then it's also about stuff like ergonomics and how well it fits. And that's always a spicy one. You need to do a unicourse again? Yeah. Yeah. It's always rough. I'm gonna start a third one. Oh, yeah. That's always rough. Yeah, like when I'm done with education, I'm not getting a master's. Fuck that. I don't want to spend another 2 years in uni. It sucks. The less time spent there, the better. Honestly. Had your 11 years of school and you're good? Yeah. Seriously considering not doing masters? Yeah, like, listen, masters are worth it if you have a particular goal in mind. But if you don't, then don't bother. It is not particularly worth it. You're literally forever banned from studying what you want to study? You know, could get a master's student was actually pretty neat if you ignore the brain or work aspects of it. Alright. Because, like, they do the thing where, like, if you, like, drop out from the study, you can't reapply, I think. Your parents are pressuring you to do it, you don't like that? Listen, your life is your own. If you don't want to get that master's paper, you do not need to. Your life is your own. You get to make the decision on that. Especially if it's something like a master's. Like, masters are rough. They're hefty. And depending on where you live, it's a monetary, like, dedication as well. Like, you're building up a significant amount of debts to get that paper. So you better damn well want that paper. You gotta desire that paper. You gotta think like, yes, I want that paper because it's gonna mean that I am doing the thing that I love. And like for me, I'm looking for a cozy engineering job. And with a bachelor's in engineering, with the field I'm in, that's fine. You don't need a master's. You really don't. You do not need a master's to get a job. It's fine. You are okay. And as such, I'm not gonna get it. I don't need to. It is needless pain, it is needless effort, it's needless time. And yeah, I'll earn more money. Who gives a shit? If life was all about a paycheck, then life would be meaningless for a lot of people. You gotta find what you want to do in life, and what I want to do in life is have a good time, and it's not necessarily get the highest possible ranking in money earned. So we're not getting a master's, you know? You see, your sister was very good at school and uni. She's very well off now. She's an engineer. She only did bachelor. You don't need it all. Correct. You know, Hanley, sometime you gotta explain to you what the actual hard part of Fun Alliance is. Really curious about that. You know, aside from obvious spaghetti aspects. Now here's the part that I don't want to tell you, Lily. There really isn't that much to it. Unless you go in high difficulty mode, in which case it suddenly becomes really fucking difficult. But I'll tell you about it sometime. No, you don't need it. Experience is far more important for employers anyway. Correct. Scared that be the answer? Yeah, like 99% of the design I'm making is just like, yeah, just cram it in as close as possible, make it spaghetti, and then work from that. But there are like certain parts where you're like, hey, this needs to function. What are we talking about? We're talking about circuit board design. You know, the funny green circuit boards that you see in like your computers and whatever hardware you have. The electronics. Where all your funny components are soldered onto. Designing those, because that's what I'm an expert at. And I say expert very loosely. I'm good compared to my peers. I'm terrible compared to like world experts. You know that some of the high frequency stuff needs to worry about trace length and such, but you do not know the details. The world of circuit board design in high performance fields is a fucking rabbit hole. It is crazy. And it all depends on how far do you want to delve into the details, right? Because like, if I do opacity low, like this, now I should be able to create good noise. Good secondary noise. To kind of like fill in the gaps here. Make it more fuzzy. Actually, that looks terrible. We're reading something about a circuit board that had function-critical components to trace on it that didn't actually connect to anything. Yes. Yes, that's how it works. So in future, if you need a circuit board, you throw money at the Holly and can has the boardly. Okay, well, if I should I like talk a little bit about what circuit boards mean? Is that a talk at all? Okay, that's not a texture either. I think I'll have to do it the hard way. I would love that. All right. So, to go from a funny idea to a circuit board, there's a lot of steps. And there's a couple of those that are actually really fucking difficult, and some of those that are really fucking easy. That is a nice topic? Yeah. Like, it's a very nerdy topic, but we'll manage, we'll manage. So, consider, hey, I want a power converter. I want a power converter where you put a voltage in and you get a different voltage out. This chat's literally 100% nerds. I don't know about that. Listen, people are here to lurk for a good time. And, like, chat currently is nerds. But the lurkers exist as well, you know? And they might not be nerds, but I'll do my best to keep the topic friendly, you know? You said chat, not viewers? Fucking elitist much? But no, that's a joke. But consider, hey, I want to make a power converter, right? Like, let's say you have, you know, your laptop, right? Laptop charger. Voltage goes in, voltage comes out. And it's a funny brick, and inside is a circuit board. Make that circuit board go. So first of all, someone needs to design the power converter. The elitist part's only that you're actually an important person here? Okay. I see you can be worse. Very good, very good. But first you need to design a circuit, and that's quite difficult. You need to pick, you know, your circuits, you need to pick your shifting mechanism. All sorts of the steps that you need to take to get a circuit which, in theory, works and does the thing you want it to do. Now you have a theoretical circuit. The thing, though, is that a theoretical circuit is useless. A theoretical circuit exists in your mind and your mind alone. It is a funny thing in a notebook. What's it gonna do? So you now need to go from funny idea to funny real life thing. And this is where things get a bit more complicated. Because now, let's say, let's have an example here, right? You have a power converter that works on really high voltages. And you need to, like, make that voltage lower so that your sensor can sense it or whatever. Because, like, your sensor's not gonna... If you hook up a sensor to 1,000 volts, it's gonna explode. It's gonna go psh, and it's gonna be gone. Magic white smoke is gonna come out of it. It's gonna catch on fire. Bad news. So, of course, you gotta make the voltage lower. And now any, like, beginning, like, electrical engineer will know. Voltage divider. You have 2 resistors, and then... Like, you have your voltage. Hold up, I can draw this, because I'm in a drawing program. You have your resistor. You have another resistor. And then you have a ground. A measuring points. And your inputs. Voltage goes in at the top. Goes through 2 resistors to ground. And depending on how big those resistors are and what their ratio is, you will get some kind of math out, right? In fact, the math here is V1, V2, V2, and this is R1, R2. V2 is R2 over R1 plus R2 times V1. That's the math. And so a theoretical engineer could see this, put 1,000 volts here, get the resistor divider correct, and then get a nice 5 volts out here. Very nice. The problem is, if you take this circuit and you put this on a board, this resistor now has effectively 995 volts across it. And it will blow up. It will catch on fire. You will have electricity that's gonna, like, actually genuinely arc in the air across this circuit. Bad news, boss. Bad news, boss. You don't want that. That sucks. That's a fucked, and if you ask me, it's a fucked, and if you ask me too. It's bad. So what you will do in reality is, something like this, where you have a lot of resistors, so that the load gets shared across them, so that each of them only has like 100 volts on top of it, so it's able to handle the voltage. And you get stuff like that, and it's like, okay, that's a neat little thing. So you start seeing that designing something for real life requires you to think a bit differently. So did you hear that sheer volts without amps are not really dangerous? Is that right? Well, you see. It's not about that. It's whether the components will survive, not the engineer. No, just came to mind. Let me tell you this. Wait, Tom, you didn't see that what you drew for many small resistors? I just drew many small resistors in a row. Like, you have a resistor, another resistor, another resistor, another resistor. Wow, it's a nice little chain. And that's how it goes, all right? Because then it becomes a different setting where it can actually survive and not blow up. And that is less of an issue, yeah, because of the resistor divider effect, right? Because now, because those are all like equal value, right? So if you have 1,000 volts on one end and 0 volts on one end, you put one resistor on it, that's 1,000 volts over one resistor. But if you now have 2 resistors and they're equal value, that puts 500 volts here. And then you do like 4 resistors and now it's 250 volts each. And so on. So you can make it palatable. You can make it easy. That's how that goes. But like that's like pretty straightforward, right? It's like, okay, you know, make sure everything fits the spec. But then you get to the thing that I, you know, very lovingly call circuit board fuckery. Because your notebook is clean, your notebook is nice, real life is ugly and very frustrating. Because, like, then you get stuff like decoupling capacitors. Electroengineering is really cool, actually. It's making you only mostly joking considering studying. Like, it is a lot of math. It's a lot of tedious math. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there, too. So, consider the following. You have a funny, you have a funny chip. A funny logic chip, even. Once you have your meds, you'd fucking crush it. Kill that study. With a rock. Just bash it. But consider you have a funny little chip. ESP32 POG? You know what? Sure. I mean, not that one in particular. But sure. Actually, no. Let's go a little easier. Let's go a little easier. It's like the one chip, you know? Yeah, like that's an actual computer. It's a microcontroller. But I mean a chip where you have 3 pins. It's a logic chip, so you have 2 pins that are input and 1 pin that's output. And the output is like, hey, if both of the 2 inputs are a high voltage, like 5 volts or whatever, then the output will also be high. It's like a switch, and that's in that regard. Then AND gates. So okay, you hook that thing up, and so it has 5 pins in total. 2 inputs, 1 output, a ground pin, and a plus voltage pin. Really like the actual physical assembly of circuits? We do it if needed. I know how to solder. I mean, it's toxic, so I prefer not to do it, but I know how to do it. I can solder a circuit in a pinch. Yeah, right, that reminds me. Huh? Do you remember that one time ages ago when you asked you something good about ground loop in the context of car electronics? Yeah. So you finally learned what that actually is. Ah. Man, I just realized that this is not fucking visible in the slightest. We need to crank the opacity for this to actually be meaningful. I just unwanted audio signal resulting from different ground potentials in 2 or more pieces of equipment. Oh! Yeah, that's possible. If you have different ground, then you're in big trouble. Yeah, that's a lot better, I think. Different ground all over cars? Car electronics are fucked? Yeah, car electronics are kind of bad. But let's consider, right? You have is it similar to interference with like cell phones? Not quite. It's a different ballpark. Hold on, let me just do this. I'm just gonna do this a bit fast because it's not the important one. Pachum, pachum, pachum. Just connect the grounds forehead. Yeah, exactly. Just connect the grounds. Just do it right. Just don't mess it up. But I had a little story to tell. So you have a little chip, right? That's like a switching chip. But like, the problem that this has is that whenever, so if you have like a power supply, that power supply isn't magical. It doesn't just magically supply power and that's it. So if you suddenly have a spike in power, for example, if you flip a switch, that spike of power needs to come from somewhere. And because, well, circuit boards exist, what ends up happening is that you have your power source somewhere, and then a wire that goes to where the power is needed. And there you have your little chip that needs the power. And, well, the power needs to travel. So this starts using power. So here the voltage like drops. And so then like the wave of power loss goes here, and then a wave of power goes here. And so you will see, if you graph out like the power over time, you will see like the voltage, you'll see like it will dip and then kind of recover. Which sucks. That is really bad. Some things don't really mind, like logic chips. But if you have a measurement chip that is trying to like accurately measure a signal for you, oh boy, you don't want that to happen at all. So what ends up happening, what you want to do, is that you have your power pin, and you put a capacitor here, which ends up being like a bucket. It's like a bucket filled with water for supplying. So instead of the power having to come all the way from there, instead it's just like, oh hey, there you go. And then it can more slowly fill up from here. Fill capacitors with water, sort of. That's kind of how it works. And so you need to place little capacitors to make sure that the whole system works well. But then sometimes you place a capacitor and then your system starts having oscillations because, oh boy, things start happening. It's like a reservoir. Yeah, it's like a reservoir. Exactly right. It is sometimes called the electron buckets. What's the circuit board symbol for water? It is a crying face because you're not allowed to have water on your board. Unless you coat it with conformal coating, in which case it's smiley face because you can put water on it and it doesn't explode. But one reason you're more into software and hardware is because you can easily do stuff by yourself, and it usually works in theory. Yeah, like if it works in theory, it's gonna work out, and it's all gonna be fine. On a circuit board, though, not the case. Allow me to tell you about the most fucked up circuit board specific case I've ever had to deal with. Because I had a measuring circuit that I hadn't even made. It wasn't even my design, but I had to work with it, so I was in charge of fixing it. It was a circuit that was supposed to measure a voltage and pass it on for a chip to measure it. So what it was supposed to do, if you have your graph over time, it's supposed to give, like if we draw like the input here, if this is the inputs, let's say this is the input, it's a voltage, and it's supposed to like show that, but like in a lower amount. So it's supposed to kind of have a signal like this whenever like that happens. Instead, it would look like this. Why? Why does it do that? Why does it do that? That's, as they say, bad. And so, I took the circuit, right? And I built it in like my little breadboard, like a little testing situation. And guess what the output was? It was perfectly fine. But on the circuit board, it did this. Huh? What's up with this? What happened? The components on the circuit board are exactly the same as in the testing situation, so what is up? Why is it doing this? Now allow me to explain. Because it is a feedback loop. You have a little buddy, which you don't have to understand what this does, but effectively it's a voltage follower. Voltage comes in, and then it has a feedback loop where it tries to match these two voltages. And because this is just like connected, it will just match them, right? The problem is that this is what it looks like in theory, but in practice, it's a lot more ugly. Because this wire goes places, it goes places. And here's the fucked up thing. If a wire is long, you have a nice bit of copper. And remember that. Remember that a wire is a bit of copper. Now allow me to tell you what a capacitor is. A capacitor is, effectively, when you get down to it, it is two conductors with a non-conducting element between them. So like you have like an actual plate, like an actual metal plate, and then you have a bit of nothing, a bit of air, or a bit of like insulating material, and then you have another conducting plate. Something like that, right? That's what a capacitor is. Now, when you think about it, when you really think about it, in a circuit board, if you have a copper wire, and then on a different layer of the circuit board, you have the ground layer, which is also a copper wire, and in between you have an isolating like bit of board. Oh, that's the textbook definition of a capacitor. Oh. So you can actually kind of draw this as, oh, there's a capacitor here. And then the circuit stops working well. Because, well, your circuit board turned into a capacitor by just existing. And so I calculated that if you add a small resistor at the output of the circuit, it starts working properly, because then effectively you isolate it between you effectively isolate the capacitor from the circuit. But like, that's the kind of black magic that you have to think about when it comes to circuit board design. And it is cruel. It is messed up. It is so confusing. How do you assemble circuits? Like connect like cables? Do you have to even have cables on a circuit board? Use blowtorches and copper cable to connect stuff. Yeah, it's nothing like that. Circuit boards are sheets of copper sandwiched between sheets of plastic, something plastic adjacent at least, and the wires are just what's left over after removing all the copper you don't want. Yeah, like what they do is they have a material called FR4, which I think is a polymer. It's an insulating polymer, and then you have a sheet of copper, and then they mill using a CNC machine all the bits that they don't want. And then they drill holes for, you know. Also sometimes, if your circuit board is funny enough, you do have wires on it instead of traces. Yeah, sometimes. But that's more or less how it works, yeah. Like, you don't assemble the circuit board. Somebody in a factory does it. Assembly of a circuit board, in practical terms, this means you soldering components onto the board. Which is a different struggle. Google scratch through trace replaced by wire going to a different place. Oh, the bridge wire. Yeah, I've done that. I've done a couple of those. Sometimes you design something and it doesn't work because you fucked up. And you've already ordered $500 worth of circuit boards, and you're like, oh, I need to do something. I need to fix my board. What do I do? Well, get your copper wire ready, get your knife ready. Better scratch out the wrong trace and make a new one in the air. That is how it goes. We didn't do boards, we just did circuits, I guess? Yeah. Like, circuit boards are... Printed circuit boards are quite a different league. That's like, hey, we're going towards production now. We're making a thing for usage and stuff. You don't really make boards without extremely specialized equipment? Yeah. Or ordering. A lot of money. Yeah, like if you want a finalized product, it's gonna be a printed circuit board. Build a funny thing in Fallout. Just ask a company to do it for you? Yeah. But eventually the soldering is likely still gonna be you, unless you have the money for that as well. Unless you have the money for assembly services. You know, there's literal, like, circuit building in Fallout. I mean, like, depending on which Fallout, I don't know. Or some people working on making PCBs and 3D printers of conductive materials and such. That is pretty cool. But you know, they're rather big. Yeah. Like, when you're looking at circuit board size, it's like, hey, you need to have a tolerance of, like, 0.0001 millimeters. Like, it is tight tolerances. It's damn tight. If 3D print can go 0.05, I have traces that big. I have traces that are that wide, let alone the little bits around them. This needs a bit more aggressive. But like, there's many other things to circuit board design as well. But that's stuff I personally don't have experience with. So you have a second 3D print's a lot more accurate, and that's also still resin. Certain times it's kind of hard to take a beginner's readers course in like ribbling. Yeah, like I don't know what kind of wait, which game is it? Oh, 4. Yeah, but that I'm assuming that's just like electrical wiring. I'm guessing that's not like you know, actual, like, hey, I'm getting a transistor. I'm gonna put a transistor in here and like get performance out of that. I'm gonna make an amplifier. Because there's absolutely no conceivable reason for that to be in Fallout. I would be kind of confused if they had signal processing. Hello and welcome to my Fallout 4 tutorial. Today we're making an operational amplifier. We're making an integral amplifier for our measuring system. I know there's some games that are kind of fucked up, but you have to get our system where you push a button, something would open. Yeah, like that's a different ballpark. Like that's just logic. This is Mark a Minecraft tutorial. I mean, Minecraft has its own fair share of logic. Oh right, I just remembered. So there's this thing, right? There's this handbook that is like touted as like, hey, this is the handbook if you want to be a high performance circuit board designer. And you know what it's called? It's called High Speed Digital Design, a handbook of black magic. Because high-speed digital design really is black magic. Because things start being confusing when you start going in high frequencies. Because you must understand, if your frequencies go high enough, everything becomes an inductor, everything becomes a capacitor, and everything becomes a resistor. There's no such thing as just a connection. Things become damn complicated. I have done a little bit of reading, and I am ill-prepared. Wonder from what point on does it count as high frequency in electroengineering? I think from like gigahertz range. That's when you like start getting real fucked up shit. Like if you're into gigahertzes, you're in the fucked up ranges. So that'd be much lower, honestly. I mean, if you're much lower, you're still fucked up. But it's not as fucked up as the gigahertz range. Gigahertz range is where it's truly fucked up. That's where things get really complicated. And that's where it's the experts, the people with the PhDs start calling it black magic. That's the part where they will hire in engineers to fix their shit, and they will hire like overseas people because they can't fucking figure it out. That makes the 90 gigahertz overclock world record seem that much more impressive. I mean, like, the thing is, right? Modern CPUs are a fucking miracle of engineering. And you start appreciating this as like an electrical engineer that has to do circuit boards. Because like frequencies are hard. High frequencies are really hard. But to get performances like that, they have to like work on such a small level that most of these issues aren't an issue. The problem is that most people do not have that privilege. Most people can't do that. Most companies don't have the privilege of doing this because they have to do other things. They have to make, measuring systems. Learn about CPUs and units, insane? Yeah. Honestly, internal CPU design sounds like a fun thing to do. But I don't think I will ever in my fucking life end up there because that is the elite of the elites. I don't think I will ever get there. That requires a different grade of like expertise. I don't really have any pathways to get there. But it sounds interesting though. Can't wait for consumer grade photolithography. If that stuff is nutty. I know at the university I went to, there was an introduction day, and in the introduction day, they did like a tour of the campus, and there was a photolithography room, and they said, "Hey, here's the photolithography room. You will never go here. You will never ever enter this room." Unless you're really lucky. But chances are you won't. Chances are very slim. There's only like 5 people who are allowed in here. And it's not going to be any of you, that's for sure. They need to make everything so cramped because the speed of light's too slow? I mean, that's not even the problem, right? Like, I mean, it is also the problem. Like, the problem is also, like, for operating purposes, we're using photolithography at all. Like, only, like, the best of the best, and the people who are really, like, working on, like, their master thesis for that kind of stuff get access. Damn, that is a fern. I kind of like this fern. Just read about them, it sounds like literal black magic, yeah. We're making these boys fuzzy. So you can't just go, I have funny design, can someone print it, please? Good luck making design in the first place. And no, I don't think you can do that. It's like, who's gonna do it? Those things are expensive. You know what, you're right, you don't think there are any programs that can design import anything compatible that don't cost a fuck ton of money? Yeah, but then also it's like, hey, it's not like you just press print and go, like we don't have like highly automated systems. Like there's a lot of handwork involved. So you can operate in like 1,000, 2,000 gigahertz ranges. According to you, that's really fucked up stuff. Like, yeah, no, like there's a lot of fucked up stuff out there. Like for circuit boards at the very least. Because like what you start having, right, is the fact that radiation is a thing. And if you understand, the higher frequency you go, the more energy there is. And the more energy there is, the more that little bit of metal that you have sticking out there starts looking like an antenna. So for example, there's this concept of crosstalk. If you have two wires and they run alongside each other and you have a signal on the one wire, an echo of that signal is going to appear on the other one, whether you like it or not. And that is bad. And if you start looking at like gigahertz, it's like, oh, that crosstalk is very significant and very scary. Isn't that the one for the main big problem of high frequency or stuff at the heat? No, the main problem is your circuit doesn't function. Because like heat management isn't that bad. You just slap a heatsink on it and you're fine. But making the circuit function is a different question. Signal integrity is what that field's called. Where you need to make the damn thing work. Make sure that the signal arrives at the other end safe and whole. And as it turns out, that's kind of difficult. I think we have a leaf. Confused with magnetic energy, heat is a problem there. Greetings, Hunley. How's you doing? Hi, Wriggle. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. We're drawing and we're talking. You know what's so hard about it? Just go, if about to break, then don't. Okay, consider this, right? Consider this. You have a power converter. And because it's a very high voltage, it's very high power, you are switching really, really fast. You are switching really damn fast. You're switching in like the megahertz range, right? Megahertz switching of high power. But because, well, switching requires a controller, so you have a measurement signal that needs to somehow return to base. you have a signal that somehow needs to end up where it used to be. So you have a very delicate signal that's like, hey, here's your current measurement. It kind of has a shape like this, and it needs to like be transported from one side of the board to the other one. But you have high frequency switching going on. That's very high power. So suddenly you start seeing peaks like this appear in your signal. So suddenly this is what your signal looks like. It's like, oh shit. And your signal gets completely nuked. It is dead. It is no longer alive. So you need to think about, hey, how do I protect this signal? How do I make sure it doesn't die? And that is a tough question. And it is a question that doesn't have a clear-cut answer. It's difficult. It's just difficult. So you start getting like ideas like sacrificial lines, where you have like extra wires that are like supposed to shield the actual wire that you want from harm and stuff like that. Like how high-powered magnetic coils need shit ton of heatsink, if you remember correctly. Something involving that you looked into some time ago, and heat was like the main shitfuck. So coils are a bit of a different story, because it's not about magnetism. It's about that they have a lot of current running through them. And they are storing that into, like, they're storing that energy for power converters. And storing energy means you need to take the energy into you. And taking energy into you means processing it some way with some kind of loss. And that does mean heat. Man, I am not drawing this line right. Gotta zoom in lest the line is scuffed beyond belief. And so coils do need a little bit of cooling sometimes, but the main culprits for cooling is the switches in high power systems, because those bodies, that's where most of the losses are in. And those bodies truly are the ones that need cooling. Which is tricky, because they are spicy. Sure, you found coils very fascinating? They're funny little lads. They're funny little boys. Alright, I have a leaf. This took a while. I am not very fast at drawing. But we have a leaf. And sometimes that's all you need. Ah. Very detailed leaf. Probably overkill, but I don't care. I care not. Let us crop that boy. Like Zipsup powering up. They were huge, like multi-story tall coils. It might be something else then? Question mark. I'm gonna export this leaf in high quality. A fern. The fern folder. Pretty sure it was coils. I mean, if it was multi-story tall, then it's probably a bunch of coils, or it's something else. What program are you using for art? I'm using Rebel. Rebel 5. Because it was on sale for a while because Rebel 6 was coming out. Sorry. And so this is my program of choice because it kind of like has a texture to it. And like it's just nice. It like just works for me. It's got like all watercolors and nice brushes. There's multiple ones in a row if you remember correctly, stuck in line. Yeah, like there wouldn't be one coil for sure. Like my dad has worked with a lot of like multi-story tall power type stuff. So like I know a little bit about him. I know a thing or two. Here we go. On the glow. Alright. They made funny sounds. High voltage things tend to do that. I was invited to a couple of like high voltage tests because he who my dad was doing stuff. That was a lot of fun. I have a memory of one time that my dad was on a business trip and we were calling on the phone. And at some point we were calling and I just heard a bah, and then the phone, the call went silent on his end. Just complete dead silent. Not like it's just like you can hear background sound, but no one's talking. No, it's like dead silent. No signals coming. And a couple seconds later, the sound would resume, and Dad would say like, "Hey, you heard that?" I'm like, "Huh? What? No, I was like dead silent. Like the phone cut out for a bit." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that was like a 1.5 million volts flashover." I was like, "Oh, I see." Scary. Terrifying. Like there's my dad's been at some high voltage tests for his job. It's pretty cool. I think it's quite neat. I've also been at a couple myself because my dad was giving a nice demonstration. And boy oh boy, those things are loud. Because you have this thing called a Marx generator, which is a bunch of steel balls and resistors and capacitors. And if you have them set up right, it basically becomes an unholy voltage booster, where you just put a lot of energy into it. You just put a lot of energy into it, slowly charge it up. And at some point, the energy is so much that the first ball flickers and the first like flashover event happens, which then supercharges the next level, which then makes that one flash over as well, which then supercharges the next level, and so on and so on and so on. And so like the more levels you stack, the higher it boosts. And so you can get millions of volts that way. So you get a very big impulse. It sounds like a laser gun. I mean, it's a lightning generator. You make one of those, you can create lightning. And it is terrifying. They are chunky. And they're very cool. We quite like them. Ba-chum! There's a fern leaf. Lightning Ninator? Sort of. God, lighting on this one feels off, but I can fuck with the lightning. Lighting. So it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh wait, did I import this properly? Let me check. Here's the things. Principles blend. Cancel. Okay, it's all good. Tesla coils are cool. I'll nice about it. Every time I see a German clip, you think of me specifically. Why? I'm not German. Come on now. Makes me a little sad, but no, it's fine, it's fine. I do like German. German's quite cool. Okay, you know what? Let's see if your mental connection is justified or not. Huh? Do you know the strap? Huh? No? What are you talking about? Lolly. Alright, okay. Hold on. No, don't hold on. Alright, link it's listed in this chat. Yeah, you're gonna have to explain after stream, I think. Alright. Hold on. But you... There we go. It's 100% safe for work? I mean, assuming, because German is too, but, you know. Still. Alright, I think like this is fine, and I gotta make orb. This is gonna be like here-ish. Like this? Yeah. All right there. We're gonna make ourselves a nice little bowl. Pajama. Actually, where did this thing get added? There, no. Needs to be added in here. Objects. There it is. And then I make a new collection, I think. New. This is gonna be fern pots. And the fern leaf goes right in there. Just him throwing a controller strap to his wrist and saying that's why. Oh, that's why I got the strap on. So I see. Oh, my wrist. Damn it, Sherma. God damn it. Dumbass. I see. He is a bit of a buddy, as you would say. Let's add a UE sphere. And it's gotta be smaller. And let's see. Give me a little bit bigger. That's about right. That sounds so good. Barely even needs any support material. It's so fucking good, actually. Oh, it is. Oh, which design? What? Oh, the flashlight holder. Oh, you're still popping off over the flashlight. Damn. I mean, it's not like I don't understand you, for sure. If you make something pog, you wanna pog about it, you know? Ceramic material. Shade Auto Smooth. We go in here. This is where our boy is. That line. Which is this line, I think. Okay. No, fuck, that's not what I wanted. I don't know why it doesn't do this. Fern, get out of here. And then shifts. Select. There we go. This is a disco ball. This is not a disco ball. This is a pant pod. Because you know, think about how you get it so it doesn't just explode when you put it in the flashlight. Oh, underside so you can pop it in and it holds without any actual mechanism. Oh, compliant mechanism. Yeah, like that's a challenge for sure. There we go. Round pod like it? I mean, it's because like round is a modern aesthetic that very well suits the environment that we're working with, and it's because it's really easy. Instead of the hairprints on its side, so the layer lines are on a plane that doesn't need a lot of strength, and the rest of the design just happens to work out in a way that direction specifically brings in support materials. Oh, that's nice. Nice work. Less than a gram of material lost to support material. Damn. Good work. Nice going. That's how you do it. I think inscribe was the thing. Yeah, like this. Truly, this part doesn't matter too much, but yeah, whatever. We're thorough, if anything, if nothing else. Select, have this one selected, plus assign, and this is gonna be dirt. Dirt. Let me get a UV editing. Oh wait, I need to do this, and then dots. Select this one, and then say UV Smart Projects. And then there's there, and then I say that is incorrect. Get scaled. It's scaled, idiot. There we go. Dirts. Thumbs up. Funnily, if you could probably even skip half of the support material that gets auto-generated if you really wanted to. Oh. Yeah, like if you do it right, you can get pretty efficient. Pachum. Plants pod, there it fucking is. I wonder whether I should tilt it a little bit. That might be exciting. I think I'll do that after I put all the stuff in. So fern leaf, hello. Gets parented, idiot. Buena leaf. And hi Zamorak. Hello. Hope you're doing well today. I think I want this buddy to be a bit more dark, which I think I can do by adding a bit of a color thing. Also needs to be like very rough with a bit of clear coats. And clear coat roughness pretty high. There you go. Hello. wave. Brightness contrasts. I think we just say brightness. Ooh, that's too much. That's way too much. There we go. That's more like it. So now I've got a fern leaf Now I just gotta make it work and make it look nice. Which means subdividing this boy. How do I subdivide this? Because I need to first make the proto-leaf, if you will. And then go from there. Focus. So I think we're just gonna do some loop cuts, really. Like this? I think that's fair. I think. Phew. Ah, sip reminder. Thank you, Bart. Because I drew this leaf with a bit of an angle, because I like angles. But as a result, now there's a problem of, hey, if I bend this corner, it's not gonna bend that corner. If I can love going, I need this very specific object and just making it. That is pretty cool, though. It's always nice if you can make your own stuff. Making your own things is quite nice. The only problem is that the stuff that I need is very special and very difficult to make. Need to go now. Stream is very nice. Bye. Bye bye, Lero. Take care. Hope you have a nice day. Man, I like this song. Also, is the audio balancing fine? Like, is the music not too soft? Is it not too loud? Since electricity is involved, it gets very complicated very quickly. Yeah. It's pretty soft. Okay, then I will raise it a little bit. How's this? Is this better? Now it's a little bit more, I think. It's good. Alright. Right, still in comfy range. That's good, it's good. Man, as far as a puzzle, what do I do here? Ah, I see, I think. Question mark. Because I can create some loop cuts. Kind of like this, I think. And then... well, that shuffles that one. Because I want to specifically shift... Okay, so you can shift that. Okay. Huh. Real. I think we are, as they say, in business. Everything that goes on the handlebar with a clip mechanism? Oh, mount for a D4 V2 that goes on pre-existing mounting solution for different bike lights you have. Bike lights, I see. Man, I like this song. This song's good. Alright. Pajama. Move everything along a little bit. And then there's the final one. Yeah. I think I kind of know what I want to do with these. The vertices. It's kind of like flares out. Kind of like follows the general shape of the damn thing. So at the top it's very like this. So this one is like following the rough curve of the peaks. Kind of like that. And you can move these too. Oh yeah, right. And then it just cuts off. Damn. Man, this is actually a crack technique, because now if I do adjustments, it's actually gonna properly do them, I think. Yes. Because, like, that's always a problem I've had with these buddies. Like, because forming plants into a nice shape is really difficult, actually. $35 plus shipping plus battery charge for an extremely sort of very durable entry grade enthusiast flashlight. There's flashlight enthusiasts? Huh. I was not aware of that. I mean, perhaps I should have been aware, but... Holly, I have no idea. I truly don't. I did not know the world of illumination was so big. Oh, look at that. I'm not illumination pills. Flashlights that are essentially lasers, they will illuminate objects from about 2-kilometer distance. Why would you have one of those? What are you gonna do with that? What is your plan with this power? What are you scheming? Because they're fun. Oh, you know, I can't fight that. That does sound fun. Look, like my leaf is like sort of leaf shaped. So bright that the air in the beam gets illuminated? Oh, the dust particles. I see. When you just really need to fuck up someone's day from 2-kilometer distance. Alright, so now it's a question of make the fern look fern-like. Make it actually act like one. And then we move this down. That's about right, I think. That's roughly centered on the origin. A little bit lower. There it is. So now, with a fern, It's a question of, hey, we have a fern. Let's bend this boy. Toggle X-ray. Needs to be kind of aligned with it. Way like this. And now I can. Now I can move this to kind of create the curve that I need. We're curving today. I have no idea if this looks like anything, but well, we'll see. Because this needs to curve down pretty aggressively, I think. Ba-chum! Then you go down. Go back into regular view. And there's our fern. Wait, grudge against Maglites? Aww. Okay, curve needs to be a bit more aggressive. Right now it's a bit too simple. Would you curve it down a bit more? Like, I didn't want it to be too sharp, but I suppose sharp is good, actually. Well... Funny beam shot in Discord. That's a good fern. Let me get image in new tab. Oh, it really doesn't want me to do that. Huh. Alright, never mind. But yeah, that's a scary picture in the Discord. Terrifying lights. Red sucks like that? Yeah. Like, I've tried to get it to work properly, but yeah. It's alright, it's alright. I think with this we have our leaf, and I think for next time, which should be this Sunday, it'll be making the rest of the plant, so taking the leaves and making it look nice. And like curving it nicely and getting the lighting good and all the other stuff. But I think right now it looks pretty good. Have fun. It's about half the throw range, has a similar looking beam, and it fits entirely in your fist. Scary type lamp. I know that one of my friends from uni had to make a lamp like that for underseas applications. Where it's a lamp for underwater, so it's like crazy bright. But like the fact is it survives because it's in like you know, under the water, so it's liquid cooled. It's just dunked into a container full of oil, mineral oil, so it's like, oh yeah, now it can survive. Survive the intense temperatures. Scary stuff. Yeah. But cooling is the main limiting factor for enthusiast flashlights, I can imagine. Because if you're like 99% efficient, you're still gonna get 1% of loss, and if you have like 500 watts and you're 99% efficient, which is nutty, and that's still 5 watts of pure heat, which is, you know, you don't want that. And I don't think you'll get efficiency like that, right? I don't know. I'm not a flashlight expert, but regardless, it is time for us to end for today. I gotta make sure to end like kind of on time, so I have enough time to like get ready for bed and, you know, not like overstress myself. Trying to get a better like late night rhythm. Let's see who's online right now. Who's online? Who's available? But at the very least, watcha. Gotta put this away. Cause we're done for today. Ayo, someone's playing Prey. We love Prey. Prey's such a nice game. Cozy, yeah. I hope today's stream was cozy. Lots of nerd talk today, but that's okay too sometimes. Wow. Sleep well? Yeah, and y'all as well. Of course, of course. Compared to actual flashes are far less of a concentrated beam? Yeah, like more for like, hey, actual usage. But we gotta head out for today. Feel free to copy the raid message if you would like. If you would like to be notified for when I go live next, which should be this Sunday, I have a Discord for that. Here's the link for that. Or if you just want to hang out, either way is fine. And with that, it is time to go for today. I hope today's stream was cozy. I hope it was nice. I hope it was cozy. I had a nice time. I know we just drew one leaf, but hey, listen, sometimes that's what you do, you know? Sometimes drawing a leaf is just how it goes. And yeah. Thank y'all so much for watching today. I hope you had a good time. And I'll be seeing y'all next time. Couldn't find the efficiency? Yeah, you wouldn't. They don't want to sell those numbers. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Hope it was nice. So have a good night and have a good time. Hope your dreams are nice. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.